This is Sandeep Unnithan and welcome to Defense Deep Dive. The Indian Army will soon become the world's first army to field ramjet-powered artillery rounds. A project between the IIT Madras and the Indian Army has successfully test-fired ramjet artillery rounds. It's one of the first such projects in the world and could see India take a lead in artillery R&D. But what are ramjet-powered artillery rounds and why are they such a big deal? Let's dive in. Modern artillery developed in the mid-19th century with the development of rifled breech-loading artillery. Now this enabled elongated, spin-stabilized projectiles with greater range, accuracy and faster reloading. Now in the late 19th century, steel barrels and high explosives like TNT were developed for shells. Artillery came to be called the king of the battle because it delivered the heaviest weight of firepower on targets, making it cost-effective and decisive in crushing enemy targets. We saw that in the First World War and the Second World War. An artillery shell can fly from the gun to the target regardless of day or night, weather or temperature. Shells cannot be jammed or intercepted. They destroy everything around in a 150-meter burst radius, and a battery of 6 to 8 155mm guns can destroy an area the size of 10 football fields 40 kilometers away within minutes. Now, during the Kargil War, Indian artillery inflicted the most casualties on Pakistani positions. During Operation Sindoor, 7 of the 9 targets on the first day were destroyed by Indian Army artillery. Now, with gun barrels having reached of their evolution, research has shifted to making the shells more lethal. Now, base bleed rounds increase the range of a shell by reducing the aerodynamic drag at the base of the shell. Now, these rounds bleed gas into the vacuum behind the shell, increasing range by around 20 to 30%. Now, rocket-assisted projectiles use the same principle, but they fire a small rocket motor at the base of the shell to achieve similar ranges. Now, ramjet technology is the next level. It takes oxygen from the air, drives it into a chamber where a ramjet engine, which has no moving turbine parts, ignites at around Mach 2, using the shell's high speed to suck in the air. Now, burning fuel in the compressed air provides a continuous thrust, allowing the shell to maintain speed and reach targets further away. Think of it like converting conventional artillery rounds into mini BrahMos missiles. Ramjet artillery nearly doubles the range of the Indian Army's existing 155mm howitzers. For instance, the ATAGS, which has a range of around 40 kilometers presently, can fire to 70 kilometers with ramjet rounds. The Vajra's range can be increased from 36 kilometers to nearly 62 kilometers. And the Dhanush can fire from 30 kilometers to nearly 55 kilometers. Now, this means that targets which needed to be hit while using missiles and rockets can now be hit using conventional artillery, 155mm artillery, that is. Now, the other problem that conventional artillery has had is that they are vulnerable to what is called counter battery fire fired from the enemy. So they have to be mobile, either wheeled or tracked, so that they can shoot and scoot. This is something that India saw with the Bofors guns in the 1980s. With ramjet-powered artillery rounds, artillery guns can be positioned far away from the front lines. They can they can engage targets from much further away. The ramjet artillery project began between the IIT Madras and the Indian Army in 2020. It'll take another 3 to 5 years of tests and then production before it can be inducted into the Indian Army's artillery regiments. It's a game changer for Indian artillery of the 2030s.